Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CO Sports Talk. We are here. Sorry for 1 day delay. Oliver was very sick, couldn't even talk, but he is feeling much better now. So that
Yeah,
is good. And yeah, the NBA Finals have finished. We have a champion that has been crowned since our last episode, and the Olympics have started, and Olympic fever is real. So let's talk about what we have to talk about this episode, and let's get right into it.
let's do it. Feeling a lot better, so I'm ready to dive into this episode. Sorry for the delay, like Casey said. So the NBA Finals concluded on Tuesday with the Bucks winning four straight to win the title. First time in 50 years for the city of Milwaukee winning an NBA title, dating all the way back to 1971 with Lou Alcindor or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and company winning that title back then. So really awesome for the Bucks. Really happy for Giannis. But let's talk about the Suns here. I mean, they took a 2-0 commanding lead, and then they lost all four. I mean, what happened to the Suns team, you think? I mean, was it just a breakdown, like, mentally, or what do you think happened here?
Yeah, I mean they had such a good playoff run, but they just got gassed out. I mean, they just were tired out. They lost four straight. Booker's now lost five straight with yesterday's loss. We'll get to that. But I mean, the Suns team just was gassed out. I mean, today I was in a tennis lesson or coaching it, but then in the clinic they said someone got gassed out, and I'm like, "What are you, the Phoenix Suns?" I mean, it's like a new metaphor. It's a new phrase. If
Right.
someone doesn't finish right, um, you got to pace yourself. And the Suns just needed to win two games, and they were unable to do it. Sucks Chris Paul didn't get it. And I must say, elephant in the room, I slandered Giannis Antetokounmpo many times. I am happy for him. I think he does deserve it. 26 years old, already two MVPs, I believe, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
insane resume. I mean, five times All NBA, five-time All
He's
Star,
like Mahomes, even a bit better.
two-time
So,
MVP, one-time Defensive Player of the Year champion. I mean, he's putting a Hall of Fame career together at the young
oh
age
yeah.
of 26.
So
So
yeah, I'm happy the Bucks. They ultimately deserved it. I didn't think they were gonna be able to do it. They proved me wrong. Drew Holiday really stepped up. I would say that game 5 game was the best, especially because they both had two wins at the time, and it came down to the wire. Great defense by Holiday, and the alley oop over to Giannis. So we already talked about that last week, I think. But yeah, Bucks won it. I'm happy they won it in Milwaukee, which is pretty
yeah,
cool for the city because
yeah,
the state of Wisconsin doesn't win that much. So that's good.
yeah. It seems like Wisconsin sports are kind of on the rise. Except for the Packers. I mean, they can't get past the NFC Championship, but they're consistently good. Brewers having a great season this year, and the Bucks obviously just won the championship. So yeah, good for Milwaukee and Green Bay. But yeah, just my thoughts on it real quick. The Suns, like you said, they just tired themselves out. I thought they were gonna win in like five or six when those first two games were played. I mean, they were dominating. It didn't seem like the Bucks even cared that much. But then Giannis kind of just took over in those last four games. Did things we'd never seen before, dropping 50 in Game 6 to clinch the win. I mean, everyone contributed from Bobby Portis to Drew Holiday to
Yeah.
Chris Middleton to I mean Giannis. Obviously, I mean it was a complete team effort, well coached by Coach Bud. And yeah, they outplayed Phoenix and they deserved it. I mean, I not much to say there. The reverse sweep. I mean, kind of.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it really is. It's pretty amazing what they did. Um, I bet it's buzzing in Milwaukee right now. I'll be
But
there Monday, so I'll be able to
yeah,
see.
the factor
But
cap.
yeah, so good for the Bucks. Really, I'm happy for them. They deserved it. 2021 NBA champs. We'll see if they can run it back next year, though. That's the question.
Yeah, I think they have what it takes if they can retain their pieces.
Warriors winning it all next year. IMO.
So, 'cause-
Olympics are here. They started the opening ceremony was Friday. We had a little bit of that weird stuff before, like softball. There's only like four teams for some reason, but softball was on. But yeah, the Olympics really started Friday in Tokyo. And my first question, Oliver, is do you have Olympic fever or not? Because personally, it's not quite there. It's like a 90, 99 fever. It's not quite there yet.
I haven't really been able to get into it. I mean, I guess it's because it's in Japan and the time zones are just off. So when I'm watching it, it's not usually live. But I just haven't been into it compared to prior years. I mean, I remember years before, all I would watch is the Olympics. And but yeah, I haven't really got the Olympic
Yeah.
fever yet this year, but I hope I can get into it soon because the Olympics are so fun to watch.
I definitely think that there's many reasons for that. Like one, no fans, obviously. Two is the time zone. I mean, it's just weird. Like the games are on early in the morning for us, like in the middle of the night in West Coast time. And then at night we'll have like the next day in Tokyo. So like the day events of the next day in
Yeah.
Tokyo. And then for the East Coast people, like, yeah, and then they re-show it all day. So I mean, I don't know, it's hard to get used to. And everyone's like, think about it just 18 hours ahead, or you just think about it as Tokyo 6 hours behind. But
But
yeah, um, but yeah, I think so far there's been some good scores. Skateboarding, I've seen a few times, pretty interesting. Olympic handball, watched today, one of the most interesting sports, and I'm convinced that the USA could win that if we had real athletes in that.
I
Like
want
we
to
just
play
put a ton
that.
of
Looks
NBA
so
and
fun.
NFL players, we would win that. Yeah, like who the hell plays handball? I guarantee NBA players, if we put our team together, and NFL players, we would win that.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I mean, it looks so fun. I
um,
want to play myself. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, handball looks dope. And there's like that weird thing where it's like basketball without a backboard. Have you seen that? It's like
just big three
no, it's just a net and it's
in
nothing
the
around
Olympics.
it, and you just try to shoot it in, and they go like really close to it. I'm not sure what it's called, but there's no backboard. I saw it on TikTok, but I think it's the Olympics. Um, yeah, it's a lot of weird sports. The skateboarding is chill. Like there's this one dude just with AirPods. Um,
Yeah, and then
but
there's like the diving, swimming's first, then track, and then gymnastics obviously going on. So I mean, it's getting pretty good. And then for like the team sports, obviously USA basketball, we need to talk about them a little bit. I was pretty excited to watch them. Obviously, Booker, Middleton, and Holiday have to come late, but they struggled in exhibitions. I wasn't phased at all because like the players were all partying in Vegas all night and they were all hungover for the games. But they did fall in their first game to France. No team chemistry whatsoever, it looks like, as they choked kind of.
yeah, I'm not really sure what's up with Team USA. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's because the officiating is different than what it is in the NBA. But come on, these guys are so skilled and talented that shouldn't really matter. They can score from anywhere, anyone on the floor. But I mean, this isn't the best team the U.S. can put out. I mean, some of the world's best players, LeBron, Curry, Kawhi, Paul George, people like that are at home, while people like JaVale McGee are on the team, and like Kevin Love. Kevin Love's not good anymore. So it's like,
Yeah.
um, this isn't the best squad we're putting out, but it's still so much more talented than any other nation. But France has a really good team too, with the big three of Evan Fournier, Rudy Gobert, and Nicolas Batum. But I mean, it should be a win for the U.S. 10 times out of 10. And it just seems like chemistry is an issue. The coaching, it may be an issue with Pop. He's not really giving adequate minutes to some players who should be playing down the stretch, like no clutch minutes for Chris Middleton, who proved that he's a very clutch player in the NBA Finals.
He was probably a little tired though.
Yeah,
He was late. But yeah, you're right. And I mean, I agree. Bam Adebayo, whatever his name is, in the middle. I mean, he's still young. Maybe a few more years from him. But ultimately, I think they still will advance. They'll get second in their group because I think Iran and someone else is the other two teams in their group. But I think it's kind of fun seeing them not be as good, honestly, because it makes it more interesting. Like semifinals of Spain, France, and Slovenia and us would be pretty fun. Because Slovenia is super fun to watch with Luka. They
Spain.
beat Argentina last night.
And Spain has Ricky Rubio, Marcus Sol, and I'm not sure who else.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. And then France, like I mentioned, and then Luka Doncic really leading Slovenia over Argentina. I mean, 48 points. The dude is special. One of the best players in
Yeah.
the world. So yeah, I mean, USA is going to get it together. I'm not worried. I'm not phased. But if we start losing to teams like Iran,
Then I'll be worried.
and
Yeah.
my alarm is going to go off a little bit there. So yeah, not worried. I think we're still
Yeah.
going to win gold, but players aren't really taking it that serious, I feel like. So once they start taking us a little more serious, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. So, I mean, there you have it for some Olympic talk. I think everyone's kind of getting into it. Other team sports, like rugby, I watched a bit of, but it's just fun seeing the Olympics done, it's a good time. So real quick, we're going to welcome in an Olympic enthusiast, Philip Santiago. I mean, this guy breathes the Olympics, wakes up every day, studies what's on. He loves the Olympics. Philip Santiago, how do you like this Olympics so far, and how's Tokyo 2020 treating you?
I mean, I don't know. So far, it's been pretty good. I've seen nice triathlon. I've seen rugby. I've seen diving. I've seen I don't know. I've seen a variety of shit is going pretty well.
Facts. I mean, what is your favorite event, and how does this compare to like other Olympics? You think? Because a lot of people are saying this Olympics don't hit the same.
I mean, I don't know. I think just a lot of people haven't. I mean, I don't know. There was like a big thing about like the initial like ceremony not being watched, but like if you were to see that thing, you get bored instantly. Like it's an instant reaction of just boredom. So like I can't really blame the population for not watching that thing. But I don't know. Honestly, favorite thing probably 400 in track or like mile or
yeah. And track hasn't started yet, so that'll be fun when it starts.
Yeah, or wrestling. Wrestling's pretty G too.
Facts. Yeah, so everyone get excited for the Olympics. You know, Olympic watch parties at Philip's house. Gonna be a movie.
Hey, go ahead and drop the address for all the viewers.
At Philip's house 24/7.
Facts. USA basketball also not looking too good right now. Ton of NBA players getting.
I know. What's up with that? What is up with that? You got to get some subs in there, or something.
Yeah.
What?
We got Draymond more minutes or something. It's trash.
I know. Goddamn, they got like half the good people in there, and we're losing to like Saudi Arabia. I don't know what we're doing here.
Facts. All right, there we go. Philip Santiago, our Olympic enthusiast. Thank you for joining us. See ya. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Olympic talk.
Olympic enthusiast Philip Santiago. So the NBA draft is on Thursday night, and this is set to be one of the most talented draft classes we've seen in a while. Definitely a step up from last year's draft class, which was kind of shallow. But yeah, the Detroit Pistons have the first pick, and me and Casey's Warriors have the 7th pick and the 14th pick. So 2 lottery picks for the Dubs. And are you expecting the consensus, Cade Cunningham to be the number 1 pick, or do you think Detroit goes a different direction?
I think Cunningham Cade has to be the first pick. I mean, he's one of the most talented point guards we've seen come out of college going into the draft in a long time. I think Detroit would be stupid to not take him. So, yeah, I think he'll be a Piston after Thursday night for sure.
And then who you hire on, Jalen Green or Jalen Suggs? Out of the 2 Jalens, which one do you think gets picked higher, most likely at 3 to the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Oh, I think Jalen Suggs for sure. Jalen Green's a fraud. I mean, I don't trust that the G League, not going to college, never works besides Doncic. I mean, Jalen Suggs, we saw him versus UCLA. He acts like a 30-year-old. He's a veteran leadership. Jalen Suggs for sure. I think he's the second best player. Third, I would say Mobley of Evan. And at 7, I personally would want my Warriors to probably take a reach here and take another, because I think we need a wing at the end of the day or a power forward. So we could either go with like a Kai Jones from Texas. But what I really want is a shooting guard that can also play small forward. It's a wing, and that's Moses Moody from Arkansas. I think he could be a nice pick for the Warriors at 7. Yeah. What I really don't want to happen is us taking like Jonathan Kuminga or some G League nobody. I would also like Franz Wagner, but could be a little bit of a bust. Never trust the white guys. They're very inconsistent. At 14, though, I do trust one white guy, and that's Corey Kispert. I want Corey Kispert on my team. But just please don't take Zaire Williams. Definitely a bust.
I mean, I like Zaire Williams, but he was not good last year. I think he should have stayed in college. I mean, he was like the number 6 player in the nation coming out of high school, so he obviously has a lot of talent, but I'm not sure he'll be picked that high. And if he stayed another year, I think he could have been a top 5 pick.
Yeah, doesn't prioritize school.
So it's gonna be a risk taking Zaire Williams, but I think it could definitely pay off. And for the Warriors, either at 7, I want them to take Davion Mitchell, a backup point guard, which is something they kind of need. A guy who defends really well. He was the best perimeter defender in college last year. I mean, you saw in March Madness with Baylor winning with that backcourt of him and Jared Butler. I mean, Davion Mitchell's defense was absolutely outstanding. So him or Moses Moody, like you said, at 7, a wing or a guard. And then at 14, I think Corey Kispert would just fall into her lap, shooting off the bench. I think we'll have one of the best benches in the league. And this year, the downfall of our team was kind of our bench. I mean,
yeah,
there wasn't much scoring off the bench. Wasn't much shooting. I mean, people like Jordan Poole kind of found their groove. But, this wasn't much scoring outside of them. We can move, someone like Oubre to the bench. We'll just have a really good bench. So I really like that. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I think Cunningham, Mobley, and Suggs will be top 3 pick, but I could also see Green going 3 as well. wouldn't be the best
Yeah.
pick for me. I don't, like you
I
said, I
don't
don't know how
believe
this
the
can work out. What's
Yeah,
that?
the Warriors don't have a second round pick, but some second rounders that I do think will be solid plays. Isaiah Livers from Michigan. There's always that senior that thrives. And then I don't know if he'll be a second rounder or first rounder, but Jared Butler, I mean, he just won a national championship. I think he's a steal to get the junior from Baylor.
Yeah, like you said, those like 4-year experienced players you sometimes do work out. Like Eric Pascal, 2019 for the Warriors had been a great off the bench in his
We
2
saw
years.
Peyton Pritchard do well last year.
Yeah, yeah. So sometimes that experience carries well into the NBA more than raw talent. So yeah, we'll see. I'm really excited for this draft. Anticipating this one a lot more than prior years. I mean, I'm just really excited for this one because the Warriors have 2 picks in the top 14. So yeah, but we'll see what happens, and we will grade picks on next Sunday when it is over.
All right, we're running through this because I got to go because I'm in the middle of Timbuktu here in Boise, Idaho, wherever I am. But yeah, the Gold Cup's going on. USA staying alive. They beat Jamaica yesterday 1-0. Not that impressive, but hey, it's a win with the C team, so I'll take it. Now we play Qatar, sneak a little Qatar in the semis, and Mexico plays Canada. So I think Canada versus USA will be the finals, and we will win. How about you?
Yeah, I agree with that. It wasn't the most impressive win, but got the job done. Matthew Hemme with the header. A great goal, right in the nick of time, right before the 90th minute. So it was, a hard fought win, but it was a good win.
That's all the Gold Cup. We'll keep you guys updated. And now moving on to some MLB Trade Deadline. Oliver, hit us. What do you want the Giants to do? I mean, I'm so excited to see what we do on July 30th.
All right, Giants, I want you to trade for one of these 2 relievers. That's Craig Kimbrell, Richard Rodriguez, or let's add a third. Let's add another starting pitcher. That's Danny Duffy, or someone like that. And then we need a right-handed outfield bat. Whether that's Chris Bryant, he can play third for right now until Longo comes back, and then we can put him in the outfield. He can play any outfield position, center field too if you need it, or Starling Marte. Please make it happen, or Ketel Marte if the Diamondbacks are willing to deal. But yeah, just we need someone like that. If we don't make any moves, I mean, we're gonna make a move obviously because we're buyers. But I just don't know what we're gonna do.
I think Farhan's very smart with this. He's always good at buying and even sell. He buys a little, sells a little bit sometimes. He knows what he's doing. But I think we definitely need bullpen. I agree with the guys you said. Iglesias from the Angels could be an option as well. Yeah, I don't think we're getting any big names. Like we're not getting Hader or anything like that. But prospects, I'm okay giving up. One big prospect that I'm fine with is Patrick Bailey. We already have a catcher. That's we all thought the pick was interesting last year, first rounder catcher. We could get something for him. He's struggling in Eugene. I would not be mad if we traded him.
I would not be opposed to that either.
Luciano, no chance. Ramos, I'd be a little annoyed. Bart, I don't know. It depends who we get.
And then like Camario or whatever his name is, I'm fine with that. Luis Matos. I mean, I'd like to keep him, but we'll see what we can get for him. And yeah, like obviously like Luciano, I want to keep. Our pitching, I think, is up like Kyle Harrison. I don't want to deal. People like him. So we'll see.
And the Giants struggled since we last talked. I mean, we lost 2 or 3 versus the Pirates. Or we were good before that. We were amazing versus the Dodgers. Kenley Jansen was terrible. But versus the Pirates, man, they look better than the record, not gonna lie. But Adam Frazier got
Pirates look really good. Like I'm not sure why they're struggling so much. I think they just have a little thing against us. And the Pirates always play us well though in past years. Except for the wild card game in like 2014 or whatever it was. But yeah, so I think that's all we got time for today. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll catch you guys next week. Sorry for the delay again. This will be posted Monday night, maybe very early Tuesday morning, like midnight or something, because Casey is editing, so it doesn't really matter. So appreciate you guys watching, of course, and catch you next time. Peace.
Sir.